You ask for one small thing and somehow within 10 seconds, you're the one being attacked. You didn't raise your voice, you didn't bring up the past, you just said how you felt, and suddenly they're listing everything you've ever done wrong. If that sounds familiar, what you're dealing with isn't stubbornness, and it isn't a lack of caring, it's something happening in their nervous system that most couples never learn to see. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why your partner's brain treats a simple comment like a physical attack, the 3 specific triggers that flip on their defenses without you even realizing it, and a 3-step script you can use the next time you need to raise something sensitive without starting a war. Stick with me because trigger 2 is the one almost every couple falls into completely by accident. Before we get into it, if you want a simple way to practice this with your partner, we've made a free resource called the 10-Minute Couples Check-In. It's 5 guided, low-pressure prompts that lower the emotional temperature before a hard conversation even starts. Links in the description, grab it now, and it'll make everything in this video click a lot faster. Let's start with what's actually happening in their body, because it's not what most people assume. When you bring a concern to your partner, their brain is processing 2 things at once: the actual words you're saying and the threat level of your tone, your body language, and even your timing. If their nervous system picks up even a hint of criticism, disappointment, or rejection, the amygdala fires first, and the amygdala is the brain's threat radar. It reacts before the logical part of their brain, the prefrontal cortex, even gets a chance to process what you actually meant. To their nervous system, emotional criticism can feel identical to a physical threat. So defensiveness isn't an attack on you, it's their mind putting on armor. When they say, well, what about that time you did this, or you're always complaining, they're not trying to win the argument, they're trying to survive a feeling of being unworthy or not good enough. So let's break down exactly what sets this off, starting with the most common one: character versus behavior. Saying, you never clean up after yourself attacks who they are. Saying, I felt stressed when the kitchen was left messy last night, addresses one specific action. The first sentence puts their identity on trial, the second one doesn't. And the moment someone feels their identity is being questioned, defensiveness stops being a choice, it becomes automatic. This is why 2 people can say almost the same thing and get 2 completely different reactions. It's not what happened that matters most. It's whether the words made it about the action or about them as a person. Here's trigger number 2, and this is the one almost every long-term couple falls into without noticing. You bring up one issue and somewhere in the middle of that conversation, you slip in 2 or 3 other things from last month. To you, it feels like context. To their nervous system, it feels like an ambush. It signals something much bigger than the original issue. It signals that they can never actually win, that there's a running list and nothing they do clears it. And once someone feels like the scoreboard is permanently against them, they stop trying to resolve things and they either shut down completely or they counterattack. Because in their mind, if they're already losing, they might as well fight back. Trigger 3 has nothing to do with your words at all. It's about physical and situational pressure. Standing over them while you talk, crossing your arms, bringing up something serious the second they walk through the door after work. All of these catch their nervous system at its most depleted moment. Timing and positioning send a signal before you've even said a single word. And if their capacity is already drained from work, from stress, from a long day, that same conversation that might have gone fine at 8 p.m. on a Saturday can trigger a full defensive shutdown at 6 p.m. on a Tuesday. Here's a number that should change how you start every hard conversation from now on. Relationship researcher Dr. John Gottman found that 94% of conversations end in the exact same emotional tone they begin in. 94%. That means the first 15 seconds of how you bring something up almost entirely predicts how the whole conversation is going to go. If you open with a harsh edge, defensiveness isn't likely, it's basically guaranteed. So here's the fix. Psychologists call it the softened startup, and it's simpler than you'd think. Instead of starting with what your partner did wrong, you start with how you feel and what you actually need. Let's compare two versions of the exact same complaint. Harsh version: you're completely ignoring me tonight, you're always on your phone. Softened version: I've had a really long day and I'm feeling a bit disconnected. Can we put our phones away for 20 minutes and catch up? Notice what changed. The first version puts their character on trial. The second one simply states your inner experience and offers a clear, doable request, no blame required. Now let's turn this into something you can actually use tonight. This is your exact 3-step script for raising a sensitive topic without triggering their defenses. Step 1, lead with appreciation. Start by validating something real and positive, something like, I really appreciate how hard you've been working lately. Step 2, state the specific observation, use neutral, factual language, and avoid words like always or never. Something like, when we didn't get a chance to check in about weekend plans yesterday. Step 3, express the positive need. Tell them what you want, not what you don't want. Something like, I started feeling a little anxious. Could we take 5 minutes to map out tomorrow together? Put those 3 together and you get a full sentence that almost never triggers defensiveness. I really appreciate how hard you've been working lately. When we didn't get a chance to check in about weekend plans yesterday, I started feeling a little anxious. Could we take 5 minutes to map out tomorrow together? That's it. No accusation, no backlog, no character attack, just appreciation, observation, and a clear, positive ask. The reason this script works isn't magic, it's neuroscience. When you remove the threat signal, criticism, blame, character attacks, you stop triggering the amygdala, and once the amygdala stays quiet, the prefrontal cortex, the logical, empathetic part of the brain, stays online. That means your partner can actually hear you instead of just defending against you. This takes practice, especially if defensive patterns have been running in your relationship for years. The first few times you try the softened startup, it might feel unnatural, almost too soft, but that discomfort fades fast, and the payoff is a partner who can finally hear what you're actually saying instead of just bracing for impact. If any part of this felt familiar, that's actually useful information, because now you know exactly which trigger to watch for in your own conversations. If you want a structured way to start practicing this without guessing, download our free 10-minute couples check-in. It gives you 5 guided low-pressure prompts designed specifically to lower nervous system threat levels and create space for calm, real conversations. Link is in the description and in the pinned comment below. And if this gave you some clarity today, hit subscribe, drop your biggest takeaway in the comments, and we'll see you in the next breakdown.